Hello there, it's Shalom Ernest again, and today we're going to be talking about the pitfall of comparing your journey. Look, comparison is that thief that robs you silently. Why did I say silently? Because you really don't know when the robbery is happening. You really don't know how bad the effect of living a life of comparison is. When you focus your eyes on where you are meant to be, there's so much you can do. But when you lose focus on your lane, when your eyes are on someone else's race, it's so disastrous and catastrophic because you can't even move forward. Imagine someone running, and instead of running forward to pass the baton to another person, he's looking back to check if his opponent is running faster than him or closer to him, or if he's running on his own lane and all of that. Trust me, such a person would not win that race. Such a person would not make as much progress as required or as he or she desires. And that's because of loss of focus. That's what happens when you compare yourself. You see, this is what the reality of comparison is. Social media has amplified envy, and false timelines. So maybe before now, it was nothing for you. You were happy, right? Until you logged into Instagram or Facebook or X or something, and then you see your friend announcing a new opportunity, a new scholarship, a new job, and all of that, and all of a sudden you start asking yourself questions like, but we started together, we're both classmates, why is it as though my life is not moving forward, and stuff like that. It's very dangerous because what happens at that moment is it robs you of your joy, it robs you of the drive you have that you were running with. It even robs you of the possibilities around you because now you are blind. The only thing you can see is the progress of somebody else. You're not seeing the hurdles you crossed in the previous months. You're not seeing the opportunities that came for you. You're not seeing the challenges you were able to overcome. You're not seeing the habits you were able to build or the ones you're able to displace. All that fills your mind at that moment is the progress somebody else is making that you are not making. And trust me, that's a very dangerous place to be. The consequences of that is insecurity, misplaced priorities. So you no longer know what to focus on. So what is a healthy alternative to this? Run your race with clarity. Measure your growth against your past self and not somebody else's success. My recommendation is set personal metrics for your growth. Let your growth be based on what you know you should be pursuing, what you have set for yourself as timelines, and not what you have seen from other people's stories or successes. Very, very important for you to know. Another thing is to celebrate others without devaluing yourself. So many people don't understand how these things work. You can celebrate the success and the progress of other people without necessarily devaluing yourself, without necessarily thinking less of yourself. No, that people around you are making progress does not mean you are not making progress. Focus on your speed. Focus on being better. Ask yourself questions like, what am I measuring my success by? Is it based on somebody else's highlights, somebody else's Instagram reels, or is it based on the things I have set for myself? Who am I when nobody is watching me? These things are important because once your joy is being killed by comparison, there's no more clarity for you. The clarity that is needed to fuel your progress has been blunted. It has been shortened. It has been disconnected because your eye has lost the place where it is meant to be. You've lost focus. Broken focus is dangerous. Broken focus makes you deplete energy, and you find yourself walking around circles, not because you couldn't make progress and not because you don't have what it takes to make progress, but because your eye is no longer on what you have set your mind to do. You have deviated from the core. You deviated from the original plan that you had with yourself. Those conversations you had in your bedroom where you were designing and mapping out what life should look like, you no longer see those things again. In fact, it feels as though your goals, your dreams are no longer valid. Your validation is now based on an external factor, based on someone else's progress, based on someone else's move. And then your metrics are wrong. Your metrics are completely, shifted. You can never go anywhere with that kind of a life. So don't fall into that trap of comparison. There's nothing wrong with what you would call a healthy competition. That is more of benchmarking yourself, because today's excellence, will be tomorrow's mediocrity. So, of course, you don't want to stay in one spot, feeling as though you are the superstar of today when the world has moved past where you are. You don't want to stay stuck in a world that no longer exists. So you're always ensuring that you're benchmarking your progress with, maybe a newer version or a more refined way of doing things. But that should never get you to the point of comparison. That should never get you to the point of envy. That should never get you to that point where your joy is being threatened. Your joy is leaking, right? Because once that happens, you begin to lose focus. Once you begin to lose focus, your destination is not certain anymore, right? So eyes on the goal, guys. Eyes on the target. You are benchmarking yourself based on what you have set for yourself and not what someone else out there is doing. And by so doing, you unlock true fulfillment and success. I hope this, speaks to you and helps you make better decisions going forward. Remember to live with clarity and lead with purpose. See you in the next episode. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do so. Cheers.